The former teammates from BC are here. McNutt is ready to roll. We are loaded up today. Show me who else we got today. Jay Will is up early this morning. Graziano's in Indy. Windy was there last night for the show of the year so far. Luka, revenge, a dish best served ice cold. He was ready to go. And Monica, all the protagonists in this drama were there. Nico Harrison wasn't hiding. There's Luka and Kyrie before the game. Anthony Davis gets a nice ovation. And then early, you can see the emotion maybe getting the better of Luka here. Doesn't get the call and gets the tee.
Yeah, I fired up, obviously. He's a guy that in his previous organization did not hide his emotions. Tonight, add +2 to those emotions at least.
Yeah, so again, there's the technical for him early. Later in the quarter, Lakers have the early lead. And what we're going to see here, the Lakers with a miss. They're going to kick it out. I want you to watch the reaction from Luka after this goes in. Yes. Look at him here. Look at him looking right at the bench. We know where that's aimed. Daggers and more from Doncic. Second quarter. Luka putting on a show. Monica, the pass.
I mean, the passing is fantastic. And as this game progressed, you are just reminded about how powerful Luka and LeBron as a combo can be. But literally, eyes behind his head. And this, honestly, Greeny, was not one of Luka's better performances in terms of efficiency, but still, he can have a great impact on a ball game.
Look at that pass underneath the Vanderbilt. Again, taking another look, you see just a pure no-look. Lakers, an 8-point halftime lead. But this was a game. Fourth quarter, Mavs depleted, but they were fighting. They were in there. P.J. Washington, how about this pass here to LeBron?
Yeah, this was one of the ones where I was like, man, the father time continues to be reversed when it comes to LeBron James.
LeBron had 16 points in the fourth quarter of this game, and the Lakers would need them all because Klay Thompson's going to knock this down, and we're tied at 88. Dallas right in there, but the ensuing possession for the Lakers, again, it was LeBron.
But again, a lot of these are LeBron connections with Luka. If it's not the primary assist, it's the secondary assist, or that hockey assist, as we call it. And this is why they brought the two of these guys together. I mean, LeBron being able to play off the ball, run the floor hard, cut hard, and trust that Luka is going to find him, man.
Triple-double for Luka, 19 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists. LeBron there to clean that one up. He finished with 27 and 12, and in the end, it is the Lakers who come away with a win. And after, Luka, emotional.
Weird game, different game, but I can't even explain what kind of emotions were. You know, seeing the guys out there, seeing the guys I played, the closure is going to take a while, I think. You know, it's not ideal. I'm glad this game is over. You know, it was a lot of emotions, but we go little by little, you know, and every day is better.
When you move on or they move on from you, it's very emotional, obviously. It's very taxing, and, you know, it's probably a lot of things that was going on in his head that probably didn't even involve the game itself, you know. So, and with that said, I thought he handled it tremendously.
All right, Jay, Will, and Wendy are up with us early. Wendy, you were there last night. Did you think he handled it tremendously?
It was fine. I think it was emotional for him. I think it was a very memorable moment for me was Nico Harrison standing in an electric blue suit. Very, very visible at the scorer's table an hour before the game when Luka came out there. Both men basically there 20, 30 feet from each other. If somebody wanted to take a step to address the other one, they could have. That didn't happen. I certainly will remember that. That's not something you normally see pregame at a normal February event. But within the game, the Jason Kidd and the Mavericks decided Luka was not going to score 40 on them last night. They double-teamed him aggressively. Luka had a good start to the game, but then basically had to make the right basketball play. He had the 12 assists because they were forcing the ball out of his hands. He was a little tired at the end of the game. At one point in the second half, J.J. Redick had to call timeout to give him some rest. At the end of the game, he was bent over and just pulling on his shorts, but that was okay because LeBron had a lot of energy left because he doesn't have to handle the ball as much anymore, and you can definitely see the difference. LeBron with a bunch of energy in the fourth quarter to get it done. Not a game I think that's going to be super memorable. The game in April when he goes back to Dallas, I think, could be a different story.
Jay, Will, your thoughts?
You know, there's two ways to address this, Greeny, on the court and then the drama off the court. So let's start with the latter. And I think, you know, the biggest thing for me is that line in business that you hear all the time where it's not personal, it's business. This one was personal. And you can feel that personal issue that Wendy just talked about with Nico Harrison on the sideline before the game, watching the two not address each other, that awkwardness. And when Luka made that three, there was a part of me, of course, that thought he was staring at the bench. There was also a big part of me that, as somebody who's spiteful, and I call myself Petty LaBelle sometimes, and seeing how LeBron and Luka are that way too. Like it almost felt like Luka was searching for Nico Harrison. He was searching for management, and that's where the drainage, to me, this one feels like all the main characters were on the court, not playing because obviously AD and Daniel Gafford and the rest of the team need to be available for Dallas. But seeing Luka there, seeing Nico Harrison there, seeing LeBron James being on the court, seeing Jason Kidd, that really didn't have anything to do with it. When I hear LeBron talk about they, it didn't feel it was like they moving on from Luka. It felt it was only a select few in that Dallas Mavericks organization decided to move on from Luka, and that was the personality that I felt on the court.
So the off-the-court stuff obviously takes center stage in this conversation and last night. How about on the court? What did you see last night, Monica, as far as the game is concerned? Because one way or another, this game now has come and gone. As Wendy mentioned, they'll be in Dallas in April, and that'll get a lot of hype and all the rest of that, and we'll see what Luka does there. But at the end of the day, these teams are moving forward. The Mavericks have to get healthy. What did you see from the Lakers last night?
I continue to really enjoy the combination of LeBron James and Luka Doncic together. And Wendy mentioned it. In the fourth quarter, you're looking like, oh, LeBron in -5 years lately in this fourth quarter. But it's because he's not on the ball. Luka is going to find him. He can trust that. The other thing to me that I'm a little bit curious about is this small ball defense that the Lakers are going to have to go to. Obviously, we all sort of we all enjoyed and noted the way they were able to perform against the Nuggets last night. This one, not as much. Obviously, a depleted roster in terms of the Mavs dealing with injuries. But you really do like what Jared Vanderbilt brings. You like what Dorian Finney-Smith. When you look at it, Luka, Hachimura, and Finney-Smith, those guys together present one of their best trios so far since this trade, and that's in terms of their on and off numbers.
Jay, Will, I haven't had you this week. There's been so much conversation here about the Lakers after that win over the Nuggets on Saturday night. What is your sense of what this team's ceiling is right now, this year?
I think they have a legitimate chance. I still, just like Monica, we both have questions around their defense and obviously about other teams and health. That's going to be an issue for every team in the NBA. But just seeing their offensive explosiveness is something that stands out because now you have two dynamic ball handlers and also allows LeBron James to be a bona fide wideout. Like, he's a receiver. And, he's just getting dimes past him left and right that makes his offense easy. But I also think their commitment on the defensive end is something that has really stood out. Their attention to detail. And I give J.J. Redick a ton of credit for that, getting everybody to buy in. But their win against Denver, I thought, was extremely impressive. Look, for me against Dallas, I expected them to win this game. I think we'll learn more about Dallas when they are fully at health, and that's when you get a chance to see the Lakers in that battle in the Western Conference. But I think they have a legitimate chance to chase that 2 seed in the Western Conference right now.
That's what I'm asking you for, Wendy. Lord knows I don't ask for much, but give me a fully healthy